Hello, welcome to Gadgets 360, and today we'll be unboxing a brand new OnePlus smartphone. And yep, you guessed it right, it is the OnePlus Nord. Now this is the company's affordable smartphone, and this is the media kit that OnePlus has sent us. So let's quickly take a look and see what you get inside. But before we go ahead, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and also hit that bell icon so you're the first to know whenever we have a new video. OnePlus has sent us the media kit, which should contain the phone along with some accessories. Now it's a simple black box with just the name of the phone, and that's pretty much it. Now over to the side we have this little paper seal, so let's tear that open and see what exactly OnePlus has sent us. Now it looks like we have the phone along with some cases. Let's have a look here. We have a blue, a clear, and a black case. Now we'll keep this aside for now and take a closer look at them in a bit. And finally, this is the retail box of the OnePlus Nord. Now let's see if there's any other hidden compartment in the box like OnePlus often does with its media kits. And nope, there doesn't seem to be anything else in here. Now for the main event, let's open up the box of the OnePlus Nord. We have a little plastic tab at the back, so no tools are required to open it. Let's take this plastic wrapping off first. This appears to be the blue marble finish of the OnePlus Nord. And we have the top-end variant with 12 GB of RAM and 256 GB of storage. Okay, now let's pop the cover open. Here's a first look at the brand new OnePlus Nord. Now I have to say the blue marble finish looks very nice. Now we'll take a closer look in a sec, but first let's finish the unboxing. Next up we have this welcome letter from the OnePlus Nord team. In this paper sleeve we also have a silicone case. Next up, the OnePlus Nord stickers, a quick start guide, some safety information. There's also this membership card of the Red Cable Club and some regulatory information. Next up is the USB Type-C cable in the signature red color. And finally, we have the charger, which is the Warp Charge 30T charger. Okay, so now that we've unboxed the OnePlus Nord, it's time to take a closer look at the phone itself. So let's quickly dive in. Now I have taken the liberty of setting up the phone. I have installed a bunch of apps and everything, but let's take a quick overview of what the OnePlus Nord is all about. So first and foremost is how the phone feels in the hand. It is actually surprisingly light. I didn't expect it to be this light, but it's fairly light, and it's not that big. It fits fairly comfortably in my hand, as you can see. The buttons also tend to line up pretty well. We have power over here, we have the volume rocker over here, and we have that alert slider that you get on all OnePlus devices. So that's nice to see. So that itself is pretty familiar. Let's take a look around the phone. On the top we just have a single microphone. At the bottom we have the Type-C port. You have the single speaker. This is a super linear speaker that OnePlus has used. And you have a slot for 2 SIM cards over here. So this is a dual SIM slot. There isn't a headphone jack, as you can see. And you also don't get any micro SD card slot to expand the storage. Okay, first let's take a look at the color. Now this blue marble color looks very nice. It's bright, it's reflective. Fingerprints aren't really much of an issue, at least for now, but it looks really neat. I mean, you know, it's really striking, and it's a very unique shade of blue, more teal than blue actually, and I quite like it. Now I haven't seen the black onyx version of the phone, but so far I think this blue marble finish of the OnePlus Nord is definitely my favorite. So while we are at the back, let's take a look at the camera setup first and foremost. So we have quad cameras at the back of the phone. The main sensor is a 48 megapixel Sony IMX586 sensor, so it's the same as you get on the OnePlus 8. There's also a secondary 8 megapixel wide-angle camera, and the two other complementary cameras are a 2 megapixel macro, and you get a 5 megapixel depth camera. But the big change, of course, is the selfie camera. So let me just quickly change the wallpaper so you guys can have a better look at the selfie cameras. Okay, so we have dual selfie cameras, and as OnePlus teased a week ago, we have a primary 32 megapixel sensor. This is a Sony IMX616 sensor, and we recently saw the same sensor in the Realme X3 Super Zoom. And the secondary camera is an 8 megapixel ultra wide camera with a 105-degree field of view. So it should be handy for group selfies, or if you just want to get more of the background in the frame when you're taking a selfie. So that was the cameras on the OnePlus Nord. Let's take a look at the display. So in the front we have a 6.44-inch fluid AMOLED display. This is a full HD plus resolution, and you also get Gorilla Glass 5 on the front as well as the back of the phone, which is great. And the good thing is that OnePlus has retained the 90Hz display. So this is not a standard 60Hz display, but instead you do have a 90Hz refresh rate. And you can set this to either 90 or 60 if you want. Now, since this is an AMOLED panel, OnePlus has also kept the in-display fingerprint sensor. So as you can see, you can just tap the screen and it wakes up. It's pretty quick, as we've come to expect from OnePlus phones of late. Powering the phone is a Qualcomm Snapdragon 765G octa-core SoC. This is a 5G SoC, and yeah, as you can take a closer look, we have the top-end variant, which has 12 GB of RAM and 256 GB of storage. Now, this is LPDDR4X RAM and UFS 2.1 storage, so not UFS 3, but I think it's still good enough. Now, the OnePlus Nord will also be available with 8 GB of RAM and 128 GB of storage, and there's also going to be an India exclusive variant which will have 6 GB of RAM and 64 GB of storage. Obviously, the software is Oxygen OS. This is based on Android 10, as you can see, and the functionality is very similar to any other OnePlus device. You know, you have it feels smooth, it feels snappy. You get the same set of features like dark mode, reading mode, you have Zen mode, and in gaming mode you can enable fanatic mode if you want to block notifications and all that stuff. So very similar functionality as the 8 and the 8 Pro in that respect. Now, last but not least, the OnePlus Nord does have a 4115 milliamp hour battery, which is kind of an odd number, but I think they were going for maximum milliamp hour capacity that could fit in this body, so I guess that's nice. And this also supports 30 watt fast charging through the Warp Charge 30T charger. Now, there isn't any official IP rating on the OnePlus Nord, which I guess is okay since OnePlus was trying to hit a lower mid-range price point, so I guess that's fine. Now, one quick feature of the camera I want to highlight is that the OnePlus Nord does support 4K video recording for the selfie camera. So this is kind of a big deal considering the OnePlus 8 and even the 8 Pro were limited to 1080p video recording for the selfie camera. So if you go down to video resolution, you'll see the resolution for the front camera. You can select 1080p and up to 4K 60 FPS, which seems quite impressive. So we'll definitely be testing this out to see how this fares. Let's quickly take a look at some of the accessories. So OnePlus has sent us 3 cases. Basically, they're all bumper cases. The blue and the black have the sandstone finish. So I've just opened the black one, but you can see the rough texture of the surface. And this, you have a clear silicone case. So this is still somewhat flexible, not as flexible as the bundle case, but this is a clear case. We're just going to slip the phone in and see how it looks. So this is with the bundle with the clear silicone case. And this is with the sandstone finish. So that was our quick unboxing and a first look of the brand new OnePlus Nord. Now we will be bringing you the full review of this phone very soon, so stay tuned for that. In the meantime, do check out our first impressions only at gadgets360.com.